Feels like that's too big. Welcome back. Well, I'm back too. Let's get the open. Get out of here. I'm done. I'm so done with this. God dang it. I'm just not gonna open Discord on stream ever again. Lesson learned. Don't open Discord on stream. Why is my phone going off? Oh, Discord. Wonderful. Oh, I should minimize this so chat's open. No, I didn't see it. All right. Yeah, what are we doing? So let's scroll this way, and we'll do back and forth like I'm usually used to, so that I don't screw things up again. I should probably use my mouse because I bought a mouse specifically for this, and then don't use it. Lynx Cq-300 images. It's clearly just a honey badger, but not. Yeah. What is that? Interesting. Boo, 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 boo. So it comes with 2 different handguards because you have the suppressed version, which is neat. And we need a good reference image. That's not a bad reference image. It's not the best though. What about this one? See, this isn't bad. It's a reference image. Oh, it's ArtStation though. Oh, it's ArtStation. Please, can I just open image in new tab? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Perfect. All right, so okay. Nah, I wouldn't. I've already had enough questionable things happen on this stream. Well, not this stream, but last stream in particular today that have ruined my flawless reputation on YouTube streaming platform, even though I've been banned before for 3 months. Who knows why that happened? I don't know why. Do you guys know why? Because I don't know why. Using your buffer tube on it might not be a bad idea, though. So let's go ahead and import our... I made a video on it? I don't think so. I didn't make a video on this, did I? Oh, it's right here. I'm stupid. Should definitely ban Sick, because Sick is a giant asshole. Okay, first things first, we need to get this out of the way. I don't know, Sick, because you are an absolute butthole, and I do not like you right now. I cannot stand your whole being, your whole existence. So get that out of the way. Leave me with that. And then might as well delete this up and out of them. There right now as well, and this will leave me with that. Yeah, I don't mind. So, how far away, let's save this already, save as. Hey Blake. Lynx Cq-300. That Q is not capitalized and it bothers me. MWR, Modern Warfare Remastered, which came out in, well, I think it's just called Modern Warfare 2019. Work in Progress version 1. Save to the desktop. Why did you destroy it? Did you need parts off it or something? Seems like a waste to just destroy it. Alright, so this stock that I have seems fine other than the hole that we can make right here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. What the fudge did I do? Oh. Okay, I see. I reverse things. Okay, interesting work there. Hey, who knows? Switch to metallic sand yellow. Grab the 4. Put it there. Grab this and put it here. Boom. Perfect. And then on the inside, we'll just slap a 2x6 like right there. Just like so. And that will be fine. It kind of exploded because I forgot to put one of the important parts back in after field strip. Damn, man. Rest in peace. It will, in fact, be missed. It was a good gun. Good gun, sick. Good gun. Rest in peace. So this needs to be shortened to like the middle of the pistol grip. So it would be like kind of down to here, really, which is a relatively easy shortening. And then we'll come through and fix that up as we go. So then it's just a flat on bottom. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you were able to find a field strip picture because it's kind of hard to find anything about that thing. Nah, man, you can't be doing stuff like that. You need to get some actual decent sleep so you don't end up doing stuff like this. We need to take and expand this out so that it's not like just a sudden end right there. So that's not too bad then. So boom, all right, that's perfect there. Yeah, I can see why in the military. There needs to be a hole in it in the back, which is easy. Come on. What do they make me out to be? Some fucking loser? So we just have to put this there and that there. Boom, get the hole. And then we'll come through and clean up this edge. And that'll be perfect. So that's that. The stock, which is relatively simple. And then we need to kind of clean up the back edge of it just a little bit, which shouldn't be too hard either, because really all it does is delete this out of the way. Delete that, delete that, delete that, delete this, delete that. Go back to metallic sand yellow. Extend this down. Do a 1x8. Should probably look at this again to see where that sling mount goes toward the back. So instead, we'll just delete this out. Do a 6, and then 4 followed by a 1, please. Thank you. Throw this back in. And then this sling mount sticks out quite a ways. Shouldn't be too big of a deal, because what we'll do is that followed by this, followed by this claw piece, which needs to be facing this way. And then my new favorite sling mount piece is this thing. So I think it is perfect for what it is. So it goes right about there, over some just a little bit. Perfect. So that'll be the sling mount that sits there. And of course it's a bar, so we can rotate this down so it sticks out. And that'll be perfect. The lower handguard looks like it connects into the lower receiver and upper receiver pin and then slides onto the upper handguard like an ACR. So it's more modular than it's more modular than other stuff. Save as. Work in progress version 2. Stock complete version 1. ROUGH. Well, this is technically etched. ATCHED. Save. Alright. I'm going to go get another drink, and I will be back, and we'll continue work on our wonderful Lynx Cq-300. The last time I had one of these on stream, I could not get this cap to twist off, and I ended up breaking it. And actually got glass in the bottom of the bottle, which I don't think I saw on or showed on stream. But I could not finish it all because there was glass down there, and I did not want to risk drinking it. So go ahead, Sick. Go ahead and try. Try it. You're trash, bro. You can't pull in the numbers that I'm pulling in. You see these numbers? I have 5 people watching me right now. Straight coming for PewDiePie right now. Going to be overtaking him pretty soon. God, twisted tea. Bottle cap is trash. Another drink sponsor of the channel that I really wish would actually sponsor me. PepsiCo, still definitely the best sponsor of the channel, but I have stopped buying soda, so they probably can't be, the best drink sponsor of the channel. But Twisted Tea and a whole bunch of other alcohol brands are good drink sponsors. Oh yeah. I only have 2 of those left. And I told my girlfriend today while we were at Target that I would not buy more alcohol until I drank all of my other alcohol. And You guys can't really see it, but I've got like a whole shelf of alcohol sitting over there as well. So my birthday on Saturday was pretty damn lit too. Ooh. I have this wonderful glass to remember it as well. Hard Rock Hurricane Orlando. I went out to the Hard Rock and City Walk Universal, which is in Orlando, and they have one of their signature cocktails is the Hurricane, and oh my god, it was so good. And it was like $13 normally, which is really expensive for a drink. Don't get me wrong, but then it's like $16 if you just get the glass with it, and you just take your receipt into the shop and they hand you one. So I did that. And it's really neat because the guy carded me, he ID'd me, obviously, to see if I was old enough to drink. And he found out that it was my birthday, and the entire staff got together and actually made a card for me, which was really awesome. I did not expect that from the Hard Rock, and that's awesome. I don't know if they do that for everyone, but it was really neat. Do you care if I reuse my arrow? Not really. It's supposed to be just an AR bow receiver anyways, as far as I know. So it would be fine with me. Alright, so the stock, as far as I know, that's about everything that we need to do for the stock on the Lynx. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now we have to make the grip, which I'm not looking forward to having to do, like at all. But it needs to be done. So is it a curved grip? It's really just a straight one. Hey, iHorse 2000. But it's got like a whole bunch of ridges and stuff in it. So we have to figure out how we're going to do those ridges. For the front ones, what if we do... I gotta think about this, because we could use like grills that are going kind of straight, because you can see that these are, well, they're at a slight upward angle. So if we deleted this out here and replaced it with these, no, it would have to be spaced somewhat. So we could do something like this. Okay, I hate when that happens. Crap. And then do this. How close does it get to? Yeah, it gets pretty close to the front. So we could do that and that, followed by this and that. Put it at a slight angle upwards, like so. They were going for a money grab at that point. I was also really saddened by the fact that they did it because, you know, you're kind of right. It doesn't really fit the overall tone and feel of the game. But they were going for the money grab. And how many people spent hundreds of dollars on loot boxes in order to buy it and only used it for the lifespan of the game and left it? I know me personally, Black Ops 3, I spent a lot of money in Black Ops 3. I had just gotten my first job, my first debit card, and was able to actually like start buying my own stuff for once. And I would spend like $100, $200 a week in Black Ops 3 trying to get guns that I really, 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 really wanted. Because at the time I didn't have any bills. I had just started my job and whatnot. So because I didn't have any bills, I would spend hundreds of dollars in Black Ops 3 trying to get guns. And I was kind of young and naive. It was a lot of wasted money, to be completely honest, and I do regret my decisions, but I learned my lesson, and that's kind of a valuable thing too. I didn't play the game too long for me to be able to kind of, I don't like the way that this is looking, pick up on everything that they added into the game. So we need to figure out another way to do this. Let's just put this in for now. Damn, dude, 800. Oh, fuck. I can't imagine doing something like that nowadays. That's why LVD being free was like the greatest thing in the world. Because that's a lot of money, man. How are we going to place these in? We could do what we did for the slide on the Desert Eagle. I really, really wish that they had these clip pieces, but on a circle. That would be fan. Ooh, they do. We would just have to use something like this. Okay, so we could delete that out. Place with two knobs on either side here. Here and here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it currently because it's hard to get those in there. If I can get it right, it'll work. If I can't, then it's not going to work. My multi-selection tool for some reason is just the worst. In there, and then do this sticking out like so. That should be fine, and then do a 3 bar maybe there, and let's make sure that we can get this in as far as possible. That's not in as far as possible. That is. Okay. Multi-select. Paste up there. Still not far in as possible. That's stupid. Getting tired of this. Boom. Okay, just like that. Okay. Multi-selection tools being a pain in the butt again. Put this here. Boom. Okay. So let's try to rotate this now in a slight upward angle, which is great. And then we can place these in more spots coming over here. And because of how this is designed, we can move this forward like so. just like that. When I spent that $800, it was to literally get this one stupid M24 skin. It's how they, I don't want to say it's a scam because you get something out of it, but it's basically how they get you. They're trying to purposely get you to spend a crap ton of money for one specific thing that they wanted. Yeah, this one definitely looks a lot better. We're going to add a couple more down toward the bottom, coming this way. And because of how we've designed this, we should be able to move things around just a little bit. And then we need to do something around the back. We'll have to figure that out as we go. But we should be able to get it down, hopefully. So we delete this out, because then we can take and place one of these in there, like so. And then we should be able to do another one down here in the same way. And that will be perfect for what we need it to do. I see that there is a conflict here. And of course there's a piece in there, so we're just going to have to build this up. Okay, come on. Why are you being a pain? So, that there, place this there, place this there, and then do, well, I should technically do multi-select tool for this and that, this. Can I command click this? No. Command this? Maybe? See you later, Ada. Thanks for stopping by and talking, man. It was great. It's good to be able to talk to people while doing something. So then, take in. What am I doing? I need to just press this button and then the angle all matches. Why would I sit there and try to fight it? Okay, that's a problem because I'm doing it the wrong way, like a buffoon. Don't know what the hell I'm doing apparently. So boom, that goes there, and then this kind of needs to scoot back just a little bit more, like so, and then that will be perfect for what it is. So this is a huge piece of advice that I can give to people in case they ever wanted to know. We're going to save this real quick before like something happens and it crashes or something. Stock work in progress version 3, grip WIP version 1, and then hit save. There's a reason that certain parts of my guns are in black as opposed to other colors. You can see that on this one, we have this indentation of where these pieces are inset backwards for these claw pieces. In black, it will hide the fact that there's a huge gap here in shadow because it will kind of blend a lot better. If you are having like a huge issue with stuff kind of like this, consider making it black in color and it will hide that, and it will hide it really well. So like those minute differences in gap, so like if you try to take 2 Technic pins with studs on them and you place them into a brick so that you have upside down building techniques, if you do that in black, that gap right there is harder to see because it's in black, and the shadow that it casts, they kind of blend together. So this is one of those times where it's really beneficial to use black in this particular design. And the source material that I'm using just so happens to also be in black, which is really nice. So if you guys have ever been like curious as to why, you know, sometimes someone might use black when another color might be a better choice, it might be because they're trying to hide something. I don't do this often, but I do it enough that it's kind of like playing a game of Where's Waldo. Because like the second I tell everyone that I've done that, they're now going to start looking to see, you know, where I've actually done that before on guns themselves. So have fun going out of your way to try and find where I have actually done it. So we're going to hide everything here so that we can see in particular where we put these bars at. Oh yeah. I had a web design project. This is a weird tangent, but you just kind of reminded me of it. I had this web design project when I was in high school, and we were supposed to design a website where it was a top 10 best Christmas gifts website, right, for the holidays. And you were specifically supposed to have like a Christmas theme. You're supposed to find 10 good gifts and all of that wonderful jazz for the website. At the time, I had gotten really addicted to browsing this website that I forget the name of. But it's basically this, it was this website where all the gifts were like ridiculously expensive on it, and they were like specifically for people who didn't know what to do with a lot of money. And it was just a whole bunch of ideas for stuff like custom aquariums that were made for over your bed, really big beds that were designed in, you know, a specific way, and like all this stuff. So in my project, something that I found, if I can open up a new window, please and thank you, was glow-in-the-dark crowbar. This is why I'm broke.com. That's the website. This is why I'm broke.com. So this right here, I put on my website as a fantastic gift to give someone. And my reasoning for it was because if you murdered someone with this particular crowbar, it would be very difficult to pin the murder on you because it's a glow-in-the-dark crowbar. And it's just one of those things where, oh, it looks like he was murdered with a crowbar. Can we see your crowbar? Oh, your crowbar is a glow-in-the-dark crowbar. And, you know, it would be difficult to match up to you in particular. It's just, now that I think about it and I'm older, it's kind of understandable that that's a very stupid reason to buy someone a glow-in-the-dark crowbar. But this right here is fantastic. And if you read the description, it's even better. Are you having trouble seeing at night while performing a breaking and entering? Could you use some added lighting while you beat someone in a dark alley? If you answered yes to either of these questions, then the glow-in-the-dark crowbar is the right tool for you. $50 is fantastic. There was a whole bunch of glow-in-the-dark stuff. So glow-in-the-dark duct tape. I didn't see this. That's pretty neat too. Glow-in-the-dark lighter. Glow-in-the-dark spitball. Shoelaces that glow in the dark. Cards that glow in the dark. That's awesome. Oh, well, they don't glow in the dark. They glow in UV light, but that's pretty neat. Glow in the dark pool table kit's pretty awesome. There's a whole bunch of... I'm getting back into this is why I'm broke.com. I can't do that right now. I don't have the money to be browsing that website. Let's just not. Oh man, I loved that website in high school for obvious reasons because that is fantastic. Why did YouTube... Well, I mean, I can see why YouTube banned you from streaming because you're a straight up asshole who made me show things on stream that should not be shown. But what is your particular reason for being banned from YouTube? Because I would love to hear about it. Since you're an absolute cunt. Is that the reason? Is it because you're a cunt? Ooh, man. Ooh. Alright, so now I gotta figure out... I probably won't do the back strap like this, but I at least want to get the side detail going, and I gotta figure out how to do that somewhere. Somehow. And I don't particularly know how I'm going to just yet. Go ahead. Try to explain yourself, Sig. Explain why you were banned, loser. If we delete this out, do we have enough room to... I mean, up at the top we do, but not down here. So if we change that to something else, we might have enough room. So if we did something like this, because these are about the same angle, like that, and then followed it up with maybe just a flat piece. That's going to stick out too much, so what we'll do is we'll come back in. Rip. It's very easy. All you got to do is talk like you're doing something incredibly important. That's all you got to do. The whole stream, and it'll work out for you. Or it might not. I don't know, because you're an absolute cunt. So, for all I know, you could get banned again. Banned from Twitch for violating service. Terms of service or something. I don't know. Absolute dingus. That is sick. Alright, so that goes there. And then... No mic! Oh, man. You're done. You gotta have a microphone. You can't do a no mic stream. Come on, man. This is going to be complicated. I really don't know what to... I guess I do. I've never proclaimed to. Close am I, by the way? But maybe. I don't want to, like, say that. I can't do the commentary for your stream. Screw you, Sick. You made me show things on stream that I should never have shown. I ran a high risk of getting banned had I not deleted that. You're horrible, Sick. I'm copyright striking you for violating my right to my own content. I'm going to claim all the revenue. I'm going to take you to court, and I'm going to sue you. Everything, the whole step of the way, Sick, because how dare you use my content in your video without my permission. You absolute butthole of a person. Oh, you're laughing now, but just you wait. When my lawyers get a hold of you, you're over. Your whole career is going to be ruined. We gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this because this is gonna be hard. Yeah, your entire 23 cents. I need that. That right there is literally not enough money for like anything. That's like nothing. You literally just cannot buy stuff with 23 cents. I think maybe I could go to Chuck E. Cheese's and buy like one of the cheap stuff, like the real cheap crap that they have up on the shelf, like maybe a plastic spider. But I think that's like it, really, that I would be able to actually buy. Is this going to go there? Yes. Which is good. But it won't come there. So we might have to compromise with this not being entirely smooth on back, but that's not too bad. Dang, they must have been the worst in the world. I feel bad for you because you probably got some major diseases from that. Rest in peace, Sick. Rest in peace. You'll probably die of Ebola or something in a little bit. Spend time with your family now, Sick, because Ebola is a very serious disease. And when you die, it's going to be a very sad day for all of us. Mostly your family. So this is actually going to stick out just a little bit further because of the circle, but that's not too bad. It was worth it. Dang, man, you must have had a pretty intense night. You know, when I'm cooking. Put that like that, maybe? I think that'll be good. You had a poem? I haven't deleted anything. So yippee yippee yaw, yippee yaw, something like that. I don't know. Dang, Sick has a whole 3 cents in his death fund. It's a lot of money for a death fund, Sick. That's plenty of money to pay for a funeral, casket, flowers for the service, you know, the venue itself that's hosting it. Plenty of money. Proud of you, Sick. I'm glad you saved up plenty of money in your entire lifetime for that. So maybe something along the lines of that, I think. We'll see how this goes. Why? Multi-select tool with a mouse for some reason just does not work. I haven't seen it. If I deleted a comment on the channel, it would say that in particular. So no, I don't know what's happened to it. Like here, I'll do this one. Remove. You'll see here it'll say message deleted by Mr. Ninja Warrior. View deleted messages. Yeah, I can't. But you get the point. It would show here if I deleted it. So yeah, like you said, I guess YouTube is just saying no, you can't do that. Stop, you violated the law. Yeah, I can view Discord on my phone. I don't want to because Sick has sent me some disgusting things inside of Discord like an absolute asshole. Which gun is this gun from again? Or which game is this gun from? Modern Warfare Remastered, I believe. As far as I am aware, anyhow. Because I am not entirely sure, but I think Modern Warfare Remastered. Why? Dang it. I mean, I'm looking kind of, you know, I'm looking a lot better. A lot of people have been complimenting me, saying that this is like a way better look on me. I don't blame them. It does look a lot better than just having long hair and looking like I'm homeless. So, like I said, I don't blame them. Send it on Discord. I shall look. See, that was good. That one's funny. It's funny. That's just some real Dr. Seuss stuff right there. Road to SI 2020? What are you talking about? Especially from a Mira main. What are you talking about? Absolute trash that is Mira. I'm kidding, by the way. I love Mira. When I first started playing, I loved Mira because she's an absolute meme. Killing people with her shotgun, one of the best feelings in the world. Just plop, plop, and then they die, and then, you know, you can feel the salt, the toxicity dripping through the screen because you just blasted someone with her shotgun, and, you know, it's not exactly the best of weapons in the entire game. It's just, oh, it felt so good. Oh, those were the days. I need to get back into playing that game. My sister would definitely love it if I got back into playing that game. And then we could party up and meme on people again. Because we used to do that crap all the time. We would like set challenges for the match. Like, okay, in this one we're going to use nothing but shotguns or stuff like that, right? And then we would do it, and it would piss people off. Because, you know, you would use nothing but a shotgun, and they would get completely owned and stuff. Yeah, it's like way down at the bottom for SIG reasons. At some point, I just don't question what SIG is doing because SIG probably knows better than me. But yeah, it's in a very weird spot how they have it set up. Purple cane. It's funny because the purple cane has become such a meme that on my the new website, I made it the banner in particular. And now it is a true inside joke because only people who are in my Different Usernames Discord and have seen us talk about it understand why it's the banner on my website. Other than that, you would never know why it's the banner on my website. You would just think it's a purple cane. So it has definitely become a inside joke now. It's great, honestly. I think maybe like one more up here would be fine. So if we did one like here. It's just gotten to that legendary status. I couldn't resist. Like, it felt pretty great putting it on the website as the banner. Because I know, like, a very few amount of people were actually going to understand why it was there. Brooke is, like, not even my favorite character on the Straw Hat crew, so it's just kind of one of those, like, perfect things. Pimp named Slickback is, like, one of the most legendary, influential characters that I've ever met in my entire life. So I don't follow his ways, I don't endorse his ways, but his ways are legendary. If you have ever watched the Boondocks, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what I'm thinking about for these back lines here, to kind of get the texture, maybe we just use these pieces, because we could do that, technically, and get away with it. And it would add that little bit of texture that would change how this looks overall. And it would also keep the angle more consistent. So it's not a bad thing. And then come back through and piece everything back together, and we're good to go. The Boondocks was a legendary show. And it was so, I guess perfect really is the word. Because it really honestly was perfect. It had great comedy, great pop culture references that I don't think they were really, I wouldn't say that they were insensitive, but they brought to light a lot of things, and then the way that they kind of made fun of it throughout the show was great as well. I'm salty because my lower is too tall. Kind of want to die now. Well, you can die now then, Sick. You're dead to me anyways, after what you've done to me. What do I think about Mira as an operator? I never really played. I got the diamond in one season. I played Mira a lot because I loved her vector, because it was easy. It was just easy. You just held the trigger and someone died. That's what you did with the vector. It was easy. I like her. I like her ability, and I like her kit. I kind of wish it went back to when she first came out and having 3 of the one-way mirrors for her class, because I thought that was pretty good for her. Obviously, I'm a casual player. I'm not a pro player, which changes things, because as a pro player, having 3 is definitely OP, but as a casual player, having 3 is not OP, because chances are you're not going to choose the best place. You're not going to know the best strategies for using them. You're not going to know every little detail about the game because you're a casual player. So 3 would just kind of, That's the bad thing about having a professional scene behind any game, because you start to balance the game around the professional players instead of the casual players. And balancing around professional players is a lot more difficult than balancing around casual players, because you kind of ruin some of the fun in the game when you start balancing around professional players as opposed to casual players. I've only seen one episode of the Boondocks, the Martin Luther King episode. Can't remember it in particular because I haven't watched the Boondocks all the way through. I've only seen bits and parts of it that played on Adult Swim. Sick, I'm not helping you, so you can immediately go fuck yourself, because I just don't feel like helping you. That's a joke. What do you need help with in particular? Because if it's something that I can help you with, I'll help. But if it's like something I can't help you with, then I'm not going to help you. I'm not giving you my AR-15 lower either. My AR-15 lower is an absolute work of awesomeness that I just do not want to get to anyone. So hopefully it's something that I can help you with, because if it's not, Sick, you're screwed, mate. You're done for. You're donezo, as we would put it. So this looks fantastic for what it is. Actually, so I don't want to go look at you. You know how much of a pain of a butt it is to use Twitch? I don't use Twitch. You know the only person that I watch on Twitch? My different username. You know the only reason I watch my different username on Twitch is because I like my different username. It has not always been that way, and I will readily admit that. But this time, I do like my different username. So he's literally the only person that I watch on Twitch. Everything else I just legit don't watch. So because of how these pieces are set up, this is actually a really interesting opportunity to be able to come through and make some really custom colors for all of this. But for now, I'm just going to set this up in a way that kind of distinguishes that these are actual bar pieces right here. Give me a second, Sick, because I will actually go look it up. I just will probably end up doing it on my phone instead. And then I'm going to need your username for Twitch, I think. Oh, God, that looks so good! Woo, we did it, boys! We did it. That's a fantastic grip right there. I am really happy with the way that looks. My phone's at 90%, so we can take it off the charger now. Oh, thank you. Look at it, gayhead. I need assistance. With that type of attitude, you can get my penis in your mouth. Fucking dick. Sick, what do you need help with? Let me flip this way. I'm not gonna look at that. I barely wanted to look at stupid ass gayhead 6 stream, but look where I'm at. What do you need help with, Sick? Because you got freaking 10 seconds to explain to me what you've got going on before I dippity dop out of the stream and bippity bop you into the fucking next generation, loser. You didn't even type anything. I can't believe you, Sick. I cannot believe you at all. I'm going to put my phone down over here and I will wait on you. That's what you needed help with? You can figure that out on your own. You know how you fix that? You fucking delete stuff. Bippity bop my anus, I will. You know how you delete pieces? You take out a little bloop bloop of that and then you're done. And then it goes down. It's not hard, Sick. I don't understand why you needed help with this. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about right, Sick. What are you talking about? Too big. I don't understand you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you count mine is literally the same exact height as yours. I don't understand why you think this is too tall. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with technically 7 if you want to count this angle down here. And then you could definitely fit another plate here. So mine's technically 8 tall. Yeah, you just move those pieces up, delete a couple things out, and you're done. You're stupid, Sick. You're done. You're dead to me. Screw your help. You better figure it out on your own. How's that sound? Fucking loser. Someone asking me for help. God. You're an asshole. Who the fuck does he think I am? Asking me for help. What the... It's an interesting looking trigger. But yeah, no, Sick. I think it's fine, dude. Like if you looked up mine is... That's what's weird because you're definitely... Here, I'll match your camera angle because this is where your stream is at right now when you stopped right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is mine. And yours is only 7. And then we did the 4 tall receiver with plates on top. So, honestly, Sick, I think it's okay, dude. Hold on. I gotta... Now you're typing to me on Discord. And this is dumb because hopefully, Discord does not open to what you sent me because then I'm going to have to delete this video too. And I'm not going to be happy if I have to delete this video too. No. So look, Sick. Look, this is the side angle. This is the exact same angle that you have, right? I have the whatchamacallit, what's it called? The brick outlines on. 1 plate here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So mine is 8 tall with a 4 plate tall receiver with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plate layers on top of that. So if you want, take a nice screenshot of this right here, and this will tell you everything that you need to know about making an AR-15 upper receiver and lower receiver, and you'll be perfectly fine. You'll be set for the rest of your life, sick. I'm so sick and tired of you, sick. God, man. I need to put your name down in, whatchamacallit dictionary, Urban Dictionary, as the most annoying person in the fucking world because you don't understand how to do your own shit. You can't make your own. You always got to come to other people and ask them how they do shit. I'm sick and tired of you, sick. Tired of this. I'm joking, by the way. I'm really not sick and tired of you. You're a great guy. You have never done anything in the world to slight me aside from what you did to me last stream. And I'll get you back one of these days. I just want to experiment and do like a nice red. Just having fun. Anyhow, we can go back to the very beginning. Oh man, you just... Trigger guard comes down with the thing here and comes up like that. Now I gotta check Discord again. Okay, dislike stream. Dislike stream and see what happens. What are you making, Sick? Are you making an AR-10? Because I see that you have a arms list AR-15 lower, but that's clearly not an AR-15 magazine. I wish I could show you. Well, I don't have it here anyways, but I wish I could show you in real life AR-15. In real life AR-15. I would love to be able to show you, exactly everything that's going on all the intricacies that you might need to know about it. But unfortunately, I can't. So rest in peace, my friend. But I wish I could. Okay, so that charging handle, I definitely want to use, the Raptor style charging handle, which we have. Models without videos. Where is it at? Lifelike AR-15 Mark II. Raptor style charging handle. Open this. And then place this here. Is this the updated bolt or the old bolt? It is the old bolt. So we will also have to fix that. We'll have to try to get the newer bolt, but it's okay. Grab this. Wait, isn't it a group? Oh, Jesus, I have a group. Oh, God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jesus Christ. Save me. Save me, please, because that's... Oh, God. There are like 400 different groups going on, and that is a giant issue because groups are incredibly important. So now I'm going to have to sit here and delete out all of these stupid groups that are not being used for anything because they're important for what we're doing nowadays. Mira is the best operator? I doubt that. If she was the best operator, she'd be banned every single game in the Pro League because she would be obviously advantage in the Pro League if she was the best operator. And I believe Monty is banned almost 100% of the time. Ash is banned almost 100% of the time. And then two other operators, which I think Jackal is one of them because Jackal's incredibly annoying to fight against because he reveals your position based off of footsteps, which is bad in Pro League because then, they know exactly where one person is on the map. And I think the last pick is usually just kind of whichever operator the team hates the most. God, there's so many groups here. Her Vector 45 was also a really, really unique gun for her to have. And then they took it and they gave it to what's-his-face. And the only ace that I've ever had in the game, fun fact, is when I was using him and the Vector 45 on defense. So not even Mira. And it was a really stupid ace because I was in the corner of a room in a very, very bad spot because I had crossed the room to go deploy something. I think I was deploying his shield because I think it's Vulcan is his name. I think I'm not entirely sure. It's been a long time since I've played. And as I was deploying it, they shot out the windows of the room, and I just kind of got stuck because I knew they were all holding that one angle. And like the second I tried to cross over, I was just gonna get domed in the face and die instantly. So I just didn't want to move at all. So I stayed there and ended up killing all 5 of them, which was incredibly interesting because I was on very low health towards the last 2 kills because they had a buck on their team that threw in 2 grenades that were pretty damn close to killing me, which was, it was wild. It was a fun time. It was a good ace. That was a happy day for me. That was my first ace ever in the game, and I felt incredible. That is a huge feeling. Went on to lose that game, of course, but I don't really care because I had gotten an ace, and that was awesome. Slowly but surely deleting this out. It takes a long time because there are hundreds of groups. I'm pretty sure at this point there are literal hundreds of groups here that I'm now coming back through and deleting out. And I don't know where all of these came from. Honestly. Didn't I start this as a new... Yeah, so there shouldn't have been any groups until I imported the Honey Badger. And then there should be like only a couple groups because I didn't do everything, but apparently not. I hear noise. You think YouTube... Okay, so this is a completely hypothetical. I have no intention of doing this. This is a made-up situation to explore the philosophical depths of YouTube's ban policies. So don't take this in all seriousness. Let's say that right now, downtown Orlando, there's a lot of crazy people down here. I can tell you that right now. Just as there are a lot of crazy people in other cities. Someone crawls 3 stories up, 4 stories up, 5 stories up, 6 stories up. They crawl up to my balcony, my window, right over here behind me. And they break through the window. And let's say that I draw my Glock 43 and defend myself because they are a writhing lunatic with a knife. And I do all of that on Livestream. Completely justified. He was coming at me with a knife. I have a bed between me and the window, and I have enough reaction time to be able to draw between here and there. All captured on Livestream. Do you think YouTube would still ban me for breaking their community guidelines? Again, obviously, I have no intention of this ever happening. I hope this never happens in my entire life. I hope no one has to ever do this in their entire life. But philosophically, would YouTube still ban me because I handled a firearm on Livestream? I just shot someone on Livestream, so that's obviously violating their no violence policies as well. I wonder if they would. Would they consider banning me from live streaming because of that? Or is that one of those like... I don't know. That's an interesting one. Go ahead. Do you guys think that if someone were to crawl up here and end up getting a little bippy bop in the face by 9mm Glock 43, would I get banned from YouTube for that? Go ahead, let's explore that concept a little bit, because obviously I was just defending myself, but does that count at all, or anything for YouTube? Would they consider maybe not banning me? Maybe, like, maybe it would be one of those things where they're like, yeah, he didn't plan on doing that. Yeah, I guess I could see them trying to defend themselves over me, like you're saying. That definitely does sound like something that they would do. Get that out of the way. Add this into this group because it belongs there. Hide that. And then we technically need to put the rest of the upper receiver on there. So if we just take and hide that real quick. Oops. And then hide that color. Yeah, they probably would act like I'm the bad guy. See, I like having little philosophical debates like this because it's real nice to see. And it's good to think about too, kind of like how far someone might go on YouTube over something like that. It's a good debate to have. All of this needs to be added to here and then hidden. And then this needs to be added as well, but only here. I hate when that happens. I wonder how many times something like that has ever happened. Like, I'm not going to actively look to see how many times something like that has ever happened, but it would be interesting to know how many times something like that has happened. Like, okay, maybe someone was like streaming, like, those people who live stream just like their daily lives, like just walking outside and stuff. How many times was someone doing something like that and ended up capturing something on stream that was against YouTube's service policies, right? And then ended up getting banned because of it. I would love to see, the statistics behind something like that. See, exactly what YouTube thinks about in their spare time and everything. Kind of want to get this up and running. So this upper receiver, let's save this real quick because this is important. File, save as, because now we've changed the charging handle, so we need to go to work in progress version 4, charging handle, version 1. Save. Should be fine. Yeah, this is pretty basic. We could do that. That's no issue. And then this charging handle is basically what we have, but we need to figure out how we're going to get those little ridges on. And we have to do it in a way that works. So my immediate thought was actually using like these pieces and then turned this way. But you can see that this needs to be connected somehow. So that becomes an immediate issue. Then we could do something like this though, maybe. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure if that would. It needs like one more ridge on it, really. We could also possibly use these. and then maybe do like that direction. But it doesn't have like that rough texture that we need on it. What if we use... Oh, yeah. There's probably not going to be the perfect solution anywhere on doing this. Ooh, a gear like this, but with 3 would be great, but we don't have one. And then something like this would also be great, but we don't have like a 2 version to hold everything together, so that really sucks. And then I was thinking about like using the teeth pieces, but that's not going to work either. I think it's here. Yeah, like these pieces, because there's a 3 version of this. Oh, well, it's technically 2 put together. That would have worked fine for what it was, but we can't use that. Oh, dang, these are great, but it's not the same texture that we're going for. So, what if we did like it's just ridged, really. Let's go to this piece here. I think this piece here would be fine for what we're trying to do here. I think that would be fine. And then doing maybe like a 3 here. Just to kind of break it up a little bit more. Oops, that is the wrong way. Just like that. No, let's flip that. Let's go back the other way. So it's like this. So it comes back into one another. Just like that. I think that is fine. I think that will be good for that. We can go ahead and save that as so. And then we need to fix the brass deflector, which is like a super easy fix. It's not a particularly hard thing. It's going to be very, very basic. Just a straight up that go there. Maybe this will go on bottom actually, like so. And then do a smooth one right there, followed by like a 2 here. So if we put this here, put a 1 here, followed up with another 1 here, like so, and then potentially do like a 1 there. I think that right there is perfectly fine for what this is. No reason to, try to get too fancy with it. We could actually cut down on this because it's a little too big. So move this up 1, put a flat here, put a 1 there. Just like so would be perfectly fine. So boom, that's that. So the up receiver basically done. If we could, an image of the other side. Open image in another tab. This side of the receiver, you can tell that there's a lot more detail-oriented stuff going on. Like over here, there would be a little thing here and this thing here. And then at the back would be another thing, but we can't really do the back. So we would have to try and get that set up, which shouldn't be too hard because this is all really easy to understand how this was put together. We're going to do a 8 long. Is that a 6? I feel like that's a 6. Yeah, we're going to do an 8. We're going to do a 1 here, and a 1 here, and then a 6 followed by a 3, a 3, a 1 by 8, another 1 by 8, and that will be this little whole thing here. Now we need to do this thing, which I should. How far back is it? Like, so it's towards the back of here, so it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, just about. And we should be able to do this, followed by that, followed by this. We might have to scoot this in by 1. Yeah, we need to scoot that in by 1. I think. Yes, perfect. All right, that's awesome because that will help us with what we're doing here, like so. And then do a 1 by 2 there and a 1 by 2 here. And then to make it look like this is somewhat hollow, we'll do that there. Boom. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. Boom, boom, boom. And then you can tell that there's a little bit of a ridge up and over the top of our thing right here. Should I add a thing in the mag that automatically pushes the bolt catch up to lock the bolt? If you want to, I've noticed a trend maybe. I don't really want to call it a trend. I know that a lot of people are starting to do it more and more. I don't even want to say that. The only person that I've seen... Sick ended his live stream. What an asshole. The only person I've really seen do it is Christopher Hopman. And he's kind of like a god amongst men when it comes to building with Legos. So it's just kind of one of those things where you're like, yeah, you could, but good luck living up to the Christopher Hopmans of the world, or at least Christopher, because he's crazy. Don't let me like discourage you. It just feels like maybe I personally don't like that feature. I don't like it because I kind of want to do it myself, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to insert the magazine into the rifle, go to chamber it, and then immediately it gets locked open and I have to press the bolt catch. And there's obvious ways to fix that. You could just make a magazine without the system and use that when you're trying to like live videotape it and stuff like that. So it's obviously not that big of a deal, but I personally don't like that. But other people do. You might be one of those people. I know Chris is definitely one of those people. But I don't, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to see it and stuff like that. But like I said, don't let me discourage you. We're going to just take this back now. We're going to leave this the way that it was because it's fine. If I try to put something in here, it's going to be too bulky and look disgustingly ugly. So we're just going to leave this the way that it is and call it with that. So if we kind of zoom in just a little bit and take a look at this. Not exactly a whole lot that we could do with some of the markings and stuff on the gun. We could fix up the rail just a little bit, but we could do that like towards the end of the process. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do for the lower receiver. in particular trying to get some of the major shapes in, and I think the only real major shapes would be necessarily this stuff here. Is that a hole? So there's a hole cut into it on this side, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that entirely, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is going to suck. It's going to like ruin everything about this magazine, well, like entirely, really. Oh, I really don't feel like doing this. I've done something like this before on the HVK30, and I hated it, and I had a lot more room to work with on the HVK30. But clearly this year I don't have a whole bunch of room to work with. We're going to go ahead and extend this out because it's a lot more pronounced in this. So we'll extend that out like so and like so. Because like I said, it's a lot more pronounced here. And then there's obviously a shroud that comes over this here. But again, I'm probably not going to include that because it's going to ruin the overall aesthetic. Now we got to include that, which we could technically do, I think. Put a 4 there, and then, no, let's do this instead. Let's put a 2 here so that the back of this stays relatively flat. Why is this not going in? Oh, I see, because it's, put that there, and then put a 2 sticking out like so. And that will help us start this. So this is flat here, like so. And then there's an angle that gets created between here and there that goes straight up. And I think really the only way that we're going to get away with doing that is by using that followed by this piece at an actual angle going up there, like so. And then obviously we can only have it right about there so it doesn't interfere with the magazine release. And then that will allow us to have this hole here, because it's clearly a hole on this side, and then come back through and should be able to fill in everything else. So this is the only thing here that I would like to have raised, and we should be able to put like that there and close that off like so. And then so a 2 sticks out too far here. So if we do a 1 here, okay, that's fine. And then we do a 2 here. Okay, that's good, that's good. Followed by a 3, please don't stick out and ruin everything. So that sticks out a little bit, but that's okay because you can barely see it, so I'm okay with that. Put a 3 there, and then follow it up with a 3 and a 2, followed by a 4. And then in order to close this gap that's made here, we can use something like that. Maybe at the top here. We need like a piece to come out here. So how big is this? It's a 1x8. So if we did this piece here and here, and I don't think I can put another one there. Of course I can't. Of course. So we'll just put a 4. Okay, so let's move this. Let's make this a 3. Okay, a 3 with studs on it, preferably, so it actually sticks to things. Put this here. Put this here. And then boom. Okay, that will complete the look way better. And that's the whole one side done. Other than we need to make this flare on bottom a lot more pronounced. So in order to do that, we need to put this 8 in again. And then twist this down. Is it just, no, it's definitely not just one. So this was a custom angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's 8 that I did there, which is fine. And then we need to design that flare. So I'm thinking about just using these. Should be fine. And looking great. Just like that. Just no big deal. So that'll be this whole side of the receiver done. And looking honestly pretty fine. You can definitely tell what's going on. It's not a whole lot. So now we need to do literally the exact same thing, but on this side, wrong way, and then come back. It should be, yeah, relatively the same design from what I can tell between the two. Other than this one seems to be kind of back a little bit. I'm not going to end up doing that. I'm going to be honest with you guys, because that's a lot of work. And I do not feel like doing that. So we're not going to. I don't blame you, man. You make a lot of really good stuff. Don't feel like you're not worth your... I don't really know how to say that. Like, at least believe in yourself, I guess is the way to put it. I know I'm definitely not. Because I'm absolute garbage. But that's just me. We need to get this angle right, which is going to be hard to do again. Because it was already a difficult angle over there. I think that's it right there, I think. So let's try and get this to close off so it's beautiful looking again. We can unhide everything. And then again, it was just 3, followed by another 3, followed by a 2, followed by a 1. He's also been kind of absent for a very long time. Like, I feel like he just hasn't been building in quite some time for whatever personal reasons he has, which it's not. I'm not going to hold that against him. It's clearly, this isn't like everyone's full-time job most of the time, so I'm not going to hold that against him for not being here the entire time. Just wish that he could come back and show a couple other guns off that would be really good. Because if this was his full-time thing, I'm sure his mechanisms would be top tier the entire time, because he would have nothing to do but make sure that his mechanisms were top tier the entire time. But because this isn't really a full-time thing for him, he's not going to be particularly interested in keeping up with everything. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5. So if we delete that out, there's a 1 here. There's a 6 there. He's done a lot of really, really good things that blew my mind, really. They are fantastic mechanisms. It's just, they are old. You're not wrong. he definitely needs to come back and update them. There's a lot of new pieces out that I'm sure he would be able to take huge advantage of when creating something now. There's a whole bunch of really great people who have come into the community since he left too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because like a part of Lego gun building is having rivals beside you the whole step away. It's kind of like playing Pokemon, and this is going to sound really stupidly nerdy, so I apologize in advance, but it's a good point. In Pokemon, you always have that rival right there to kind of push you to be better at Pokemon than what you are, which is like obviously kind of a big deal. Because you're always, he's your rival. You're kind of in friendly competition with one another the entire process of the game, playing through it. So you're always trying to outcompete one another the whole way. And you hate losing. You absolutely despise losing to your rival in Pokemon because, of course, it's going to be like one of the worst feelings in the world losing to them in Pokemon. So you always want to be better. And I think there are a lot of people in the community now who would be able to kind of rival him in that kind of good competitive way. And it's not like a dick measuring contest. It's just a straight up good-natured rivalry, which would be able to kind of help push him along, get him to make better things. Because I talk about this all the time. Joining my different usernames Discord was like a huge push for me to get better and better because I saw that there are plenty of people out there who are actually really, really good at building who might not have as much exposure as I do or someone else does. Or they don't post to YouTube at all. They only post to my different usernames Discord. And, you know, that right there was a huge motivation for me to continue to get better and grow and grow and grow. Like, you know, a lot of people, they look at the side detailing on this receiver and they might say, oh, I don't want to do this, or it's impossible. I don't think it can be done. But then you have me who's like, no, it can be done. I really don't want to do it, but it can be done. And then we end up spending some time on stream to sit here and figure it out, flesh this whole design out. Is it 100% accurate? No, not really. Is it doing what it needs to be doing? Definitely. And that right there is kind of part of, you know, what pushed me to get better. That whole joining my different usernames Discord and trying my absolute hardest to be better at something than someone else. So that's my opinion, my hot take, if you will. I hate when people call it hot takes. It's so stupid. It sounds so dumb. There's a couple other controls here and there that we need to kind of come back through and redesign. We're definitely going to save right now because I do not want to lose that insane amount of progress that we just made there, because that was a huge amount of progress. File save as. This is work in progress version 5, and charging handle is not what we're working on. We're now working on lower receiver version 1. So that right there. Perfect. Sick has a hot take in DMs for me. I haven't seen it since he stopped his freaking broadcast like an imbecile. Oh, I see what you mean. Hey, Preston. What up, my man? This is definitely going to turn out to be one of my favorite AR-15 style rifles that I've ever made. Oh, man, because I can already tell it's going to look really, really cool. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment because it's been a lot of work. How much hours have we put into this? Where is it at? OBS has it. right down here. We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes, and this is everything that we've done. So we cut down the stock, made a couple of changes here and there. That wasn't too long. Fixed up the upper receiver so it looks more like the Cq-300, had to think of its name. Charging handle got fixed up as well. Lower receiver and grip. We spent probably the most time on the grip itself, but it definitely paid off. Yeah, your buffer tube, I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see, because the way that this is designed, it's 4 studs wide up here, and the pieces that I used are very specific pieces here. So I don't know. We'll try. We'll see. It's definitely going to have to be not this rifle. It'll have to be another rifle that I experiment with to see exactly how we could accomplish it. Yeah, man, this is really great. This is a fantastic project. Oh god, it makes me want to die, because it's complicated. It's not an easy thing. Not as bad as the CUDA. I will admit right now, definitely not as bad as the CUDA, because we've come a long way from the CUDA, and I know like a lot of things about like designing stuff now that the CUDA would be relatively easy to do. So we need to come back through and clean up some of these controls. I could probably fit it, but I don't know if I'd be able to fit it on this rifle, which is kind of my main concern, is not being able to fit it on this particular one, because it would be fantastic to be able to fit it here, because you can definitely see that this has a buffer tube. That'd be great to have a working buffer tube, because then I don't have to worry about any rubber band system, and field strip would be perfect. But I don't know if I can. Sorry for the loud bang, by the way, because it was probably pretty loud for everything that was going on. So this control that we have going on right here, what I'm thinking about doing is maybe a complicated design, but maybe not. It might pay off really, really well. It might not. We might shit ourselves. We might throw up in our mouths just a little bit, because it might turn out incredibly ugly. We don't know. What I'm thinking about doing is that, followed by these two things here and there, and then turning them into one another. Yep, I am on Lego Digital Designer. It's basically the only program I use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to increase these by 5 degrees every single time until they meet in the middle. Some really basic math work. So 10 and 10, and then maybe we'll do 11, followed by 11, and 12, followed by 12, and then they meet like so, and that would be this thing right here, technically. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Is that what we keep? It's not bad looking. We need like just a little bit more to extend out right here. I don't particularly know how we'd be able to do that. Like, it's not bad. It gets the point across about what it's supposed to be. Is the other side... Yeah, the other side's relatively the same as well. So we'll just go ahead and copy and paste that over to the other side. Like so. Is this one all the way on? Because if it's not all the way on, then it's going to stick out. Yeah, that one's all the way on. And that'll be that, I think. The other piece that I thought about using to kind of generally capture the shape would be this comb wheel here. The problem being that this is like a geometric shape and this is more of an organic curve. but I don't think they make other straighter ones. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. I need to go find something that's ancient. Give me a moment because I know it's around somewhere. What am I doing? Google Drive. That's what I'm going to. Boo, 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 boo. Types of Lego Gun Builders. 2016. This was 4 years ago. Oh, God. Oh, long time ago. I've made a video on this, so if you guys ever want to, find the video for it, you can. But, so just kind of a general thing, if you guys haven't seen this video. The Lego gun community is a broad thing that spans over many websites of the World Wide Web. This is in no way an end-all and be-all to the categories of builders or named builders themselves. People chosen to represent each category may change and or disagree with me, and that is fine. Most of the information provided hereafter will be opinion-based and thus not true, like the law of gravity. Viewer discretion is advised. Just a general overview to get you guys into wonderful presentation mode because we're about to present this in the middle of our video. I got to stretch out my time as best as possible so that when I get monetized again, I can make those mid-roll ads come in here. So you have your first category called baseline builders. Baseline builders are exactly as they sound. They are baselines. They aren't bad, but they aren't good. Working features are the bare minimum, but still work. Features to consider: bolt, charging handle, trigger, removable magazine, moving safety, and fire selector, and the detail level is average. This is just a baseline. Like it says, average. It's not bad, it's not good. It's just baseline. Realistic model builders are the next ones after that. So RMBs are able to build models that are better in detail but not function than baseline builders. And there's a very good distinction there. So their models are better in detail but not the function. So the function would still be the same as our baseline builders: bolt, charging handle, trigger, removable magazine, moving safety, and fire selector. But they're not at that next step of working features, and their detail level is better than their baseline counterparts. After that, we get into the hyper-realistic model builders. HRMBs are intense. They are at the top of the community and some of the best, hands down. Function and detail are both on point within the laws of the LEGO system, and the gun operates flawlessly during handling. So there's a huge thing in here that we have that within the laws of the LEGO system, so they don't use like modified parts or anything. Features to consider: bolt, charging handle, independent of one another when applicable. So like AR-15, their bolt and charging handle are independent of one another, but some people make them integral. They're not independent. So something like that would show that you're a hyper-realistic model builder. Trigger, safety, fire selector that actually blocks the trigger. So in the previous two, we've seen that they have a moving safety and fire selector, but not one that actually blocks the trigger in some way, shape, or form. A magazine release that actually locks in the magazine. Removable magazine. Stock adjustment where applicable, because not all guns have an adjustable stock. And above all else, field strip. Field strip is one of the big things for hyper-realistic model builders because that takes it to a whole nother level the second you start adding field strip into it. And their detail level is even more than realistic model builders. You reach another level worth of stuff. Model builders, these are the people who can build something that looks like the gun but doesn't behave entirely like the gun. Features, if any, a removable magazine. Detail level is above average. So these are the type of people who, they don't want working features. They just want to make something that sits up on a shelf and it looks beautiful. So they take and they just make something that detail level, again, above average, and it just sits on a shelf. They are not there to play with it. They're not there to really have it move or anything like that. It's just made to look at and sit on a shelf. You have the baseline shooter builders. BSBs are people who build guns that look like the modeled gun, shoot like the modeled gun, but lack originality in mech design and detail. This is a big thing in the shooting category. Features are shooting, magazine release, trigger, bolt and charging handle, remove magazine, safety, and fire selector, and the detail level is average. Baseline shooter builders usually all use like the same exact mechanism for every single gun that they do, which is why I threw in there they lack the originality in mech design and detail. Because, everyone uses like one or two different mechanisms for actually shooting LEGO guns, and that's kind of it for them. Then you have the realistic shooter builders. RSBs build shooting models that feature the best of both unique and creative mech design, detail, and functionality. Features to consider: bolt, charging handle independent of one another where applicable, trigger safety fire selector that actually blocks the trigger, magazine release that locks the magazine in, and removable magazine and stock adjustment where applicable. And the detail level is great. The hard part about making guns that actually shoot out of Lego is that generally the detail level not too good, because there's a whole bunch of technique that has to go in this, and because of that you lack usually in the detail level department. Then you have the below average builders. These are the BABs, are people who try to build weapons and have potential, that's a key term, have potential, but fall short of getting anywhere above baseline builders. Features very little to none, detail level below average. I had to throw in the category here. It's a fact of life. There are people who are below average builders. It's not entirely their fault at times. Some people just don't have the necessary pieces. Some people don't have the necessary creativity. They don't know how certain bricks interact with other bricks, and they can't do too much about it. So again, they have the potential, but they fall short of getting anywhere above baseline builders. Then we have the copycat builders. Copycat builders are people who copy others clearly and blatantly and do not give credit. Features vary and detail level vary. I felt like I needed to include this category because we've seen quite a few of them. Again, copycat builders are only people who do not give credit. If you give credit, so I do this all the time. I take my different username, Jim, Sick, Gehenna, I know you're here, Zen. I'll take all your models and I'll give credit to whomever I give it to, and I try to modify them in some way, shape, or form so that I add my own spin on it, usually trying to find some type of attachment or something like that. Jim's CZ Scorpion is a perfect example of this, and try to add something else to it so I'm not just taking someone else's property and trying to use specifically just it. Then we have the reconfirmation builders. RBs are copycats that actually give credit and or had permission to use the original builder's work. Features vary, detail level vary. So if this is all you particularly do, then this is where you would set in. This is not like, okay, so this one build I was a reconfirmation builder, and then the next build I was a hyper-realistic builder. If your entire channel is based specifically on this, this is where you would find. Not all listed. I'm sure I missed a few categories and may have misunderstood others. Again, opinion-based. I didn't name names for a reason. Your favorite builders fall into whichever category you wish them to. This list is not intended to shit on anyone. Do not use it in that way. It is simply for me to remember the category of people in the community. I literally just made a list so I can remember it. Don't use it for nefarious purposes. So that right there is my entire presentation on your little categories and wonderful things going on. Yeah. So where you would sit, and this is kind of complicated because I feel like people can bounce back and forth depending on what gun they're using, because there are guns that I make. What the heck happened? Where? Okay, we had just zoomed in on a spot because I got really worried. There are guns that you're working on where everything falls into place, left and right. Trying to name a gun where everything, like I had a straight up great idea, it worked out the first time, and it slid in, and all of a sudden you got elevated into the, me personally, realistic model builder, right? And then there's other guns where I've been working on them for like 6-7 hours, and then I fall down into above average builder. I think I've already forgotten the category already, but I'll fall. And I think you in particular, Gehenna, you go back and forth between a couple of them. So I've seen you do hyper-realistic stuff before, where you have all the working features, the field strip, and everything like that, with the detail level being insane. And then there are other builds where you fall down one more tier below that. You might just be a realistic builder. So you can go back and forth between two categories depending on maybe the amount of passion that you have for a specific thing. Like this gun in particular, I have a lot of passion for because it looks really good. Good prime example, 1903 Springfield. Hated making it. Absolutely despised making it because I hate making wood stock weapons. I hate the standard rifle stocks. I hate them. I hate them so much. So that one right there, I don't have a working field strip for. I don't have all the necessary mechanisms and stuff like that. So that right there, I wouldn't be in a realistic builder. I would drop. That would be more like a baseline type thing. Yeah, so you bounce back and forth. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just I've personally noticed there are times where I'll get more passion for something over something else. And because I lose passion for one project over the other, my ideas of what we're trying to do and how far I'm willing to go to get it right will change back and forth. So to answer your question, you bounce back and forth between hyper-realistic and realistic model builders. That's a really old list. That's 2016 that I made that list, and it was a good list. And there was stuff going on at the time that I don't remember, because I made the list for a particular reason. I just don't remember why I did. I just don't. I know there was something going on that spurred me to make it. So, I actually need to use the bathroom. We're at a relatively good stopping point. I'm not going to end the stream because I definitely want to start work on the handguarded stuff. So if we come back over to here, we still need to do the controls. So I need to use the bathroom, and then we'll do the controls, and then we'll figure out how exactly we're going to do this handguard, because this is a very complicated looking handguard. And I have a general idea for how we're going to do it, but I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to try our best to get this handguard right, because I think it's really important to get it right. And then from there, I don't know if we'll do the magazine or not on this particular stream. I might do the handguard and then the sights, and this muzzle brake looks kind of stupid if I'm being completely honest, so we might not end up doing that, but we'll see as time goes on, because I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to mute the stream just in case, because I will let you know right now that it's a number 2, and I don't want people to be watching the stream replay and then all of a sudden be like, oh my god, that was disgusting. So I'm going to mute stream. I will come back in a second, and then we'll continue work as we go. Clanking his banana. That's a new one. The techniques I used for the pins to hold the handguard are probably deemed too illegal. It doesn't matter inside a studio because studio is not going to give a shit. I'm going to be honest with you. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. That imagery right there, way too inappropriate, let me tell you. I mean, PG, you have a live streamer who endorses wonderful products, obviously. Recolin, Bryson. I should probably just say Bryson because I actually pronounced that. Bryson and Openness, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you, Openness. It fits me, right? I've been getting a lot of compliments about how this one fits me, and I think it really does. And I realized it kind of after, but if we come over here, this is how my girlfriend had it styled the other night, and I actually really, really like this look from Fury, so it really worked out, honestly. The other streams are really more PG-13, in all honesty. So, you know how it goes. When she had it, whatchamacallit, she had everything. She had the gel in, and then had gotten the like lines and everything perfect. I can't do it. I suck at styling my hair, but she can do it really well. She's unfortunately at work right now, so that's not going to happen, but it is what it is. Well, it's empty. Twisted Tea, by the way, fantastic. It's 5% alcohol per volume, so it's not a lot of alcohol, to be entirely honest. For this entire container, only 5% is like, way down here. It's not a lot. Yeah, you can copy my haircut. I don't care. It's not a lot. And it's half and half, so it's like iced tea and then lemonade, so it's fantastic. Yeah. The hard part is keeping it PG, because there are times where I have felt like going all out rated R with like my language and whatnot. Because for the longest of times live streaming, I tried to keep everything like straight PG because it was during the whole YouTube adpocalypse, like not being kid friendly would get you demonetized in a heartbeat. And then now COPPA's here, so now I'm like straight up like, nope, I'm not going to be kid friendly at all. I'm going to start swearing, I'm going to start drinking on stream, I'm going to start doing everything possible that I'm straight not kid friendly. So, thankfully, I guess my channel is too small, maybe, for people to be looking at in order to deem it kid-friendly or not. Or my content is it's mostly just guns, and it's gotten to the point where I'm not deemed kid-friendly at all because everything I make is guns, and that's not a kid-friendly subject, so I don't know. My mom will call the cops if I drink alcohol. If you're underage, that's how it should be. I'm fortunate enough to be 23, so I'm 2 years above the legal drinking age here in the state of Florida and the country of the United States of America, because I believe it's federal mandated that 21 is the drinking age. If it feels really good, the field trip, stuff like that, then keep going. Definitely bad to drink alcohol. I don't recommend doing it every single day. I usually drink once a week, and even then, it's usually one drink, and that's it. So, yeah. Skeletonized Magwell. Have fun with that, because that is going to suck really bad. So now that I've run out of Twisted Tea, I don't have another bang. And I don't want to open up my favorite soda in the world, which I have bought some. Another wonderful drink sponsor. Stort's Fountain Classic Orange and Cream Soda is honestly some of my favorite soda, but I do not want to open one right now. So that's going to stay up there. I got to think of what else we have in the fridge that I could drink. And I don't think we have anything but water, so I might just end up going and drinking water. That's because you're underage. You gotta wait another 3 years, and then you'll be of age, and then you can drink. Yeah, I need to go. I got my glass here, my old one. I need to go. Well, I got a whole bunch of dishes right beside me. I got 2 bowls, a plate, and a glass that I need to go take in there, and get. I need to clean them and then put them in the dishwasher so that they dry. And then after that, I need to rethink my life choices. I'm playing. I don't need to rethink my life choices. My life choices have been great so far, for the most part. Yeah. So. Yeah. What am I doing? It's 21 to drink. Don't do that. Don't give me that much money. That's... damn, I have to do math. It's, just go to Google Chrome real quick. Hit new tab. My computer's lagging for some reason. 5,000 divided by 750. That's 6 months worth of rent, that's a lot. So don't do that, because that's a lot of money. Oh man. Nah. I'm good. As much as I might deserve something, that does not necessarily mean that I need to have that. I appreciate the sentiment. Like, honestly, I really do. But it's not something that I need. I will continue to work my ass off for the money that I have to make. So this would be pushed in like that. I feel like at this point your mom just calls the cops on you whenever she fucking feels like it, and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do about it. I hate autocorrect, man. Autocorrect is like the worst thing in the world. It's annoying, and it screws with you all the time. And then the worst part is, like, the one time that you need autocorrect to like actually work, it doesn't work. It just says, "Screw you, I'm not working today. Have fun losing." My laptop is blowing hot air. So we're going to can we do this thing? Quit out of Discord. Screw Discord. I'm going to apologize in advance because this is going to make a really bad scraping sound. But I'm going to put this underneath my laptop so it gets cold air underneath it, and chances are it's going to scrape across the top of this, and it's going to be a really, really loud noise for you guys. But it's going to be better for the laptop because it'll get fresh air up underneath it. I tried applying for a Social Security, man. I can't even buy games to play with you. I wouldn't necessarily say it's overheating. When the fan kicks on, I usually put it up on top of the block, or if I leave it to render overnight, I put it up on top of the block. Also, turning down screen brightness kind of helps with that. I had the same type of problem in high school. So, for those of you who don't know, I went to a school that had just received, I need to work in another color because I cannot see in this color, a technology grant to kind of look into starting to use laptops in the classroom environment to make everything easier, better, if you would. And I don't know who decided what and where, but their first reaction for, okay, yeah, I closed it. What laptops they should get for these high school students who are fresh out of middle school was MacBook Airs, which is specifically what I'm using right now, though mine is a later generation. And I used to actually make videos on it all the time. You can actually go back and see on my channel that I have a whole bunch of old videos that I was using a MacBook Air on. I had this problem with it all the time as well, where it would just, the fan would come on and it would get hot. And part of the problem that I had was I had my keyboard brightness all the way on, and I had my screen brightness all the way on inside of a car, because I used to sit in a car every day after school for like hour and a half, 2 hours. And that is obviously a huge problem for a laptop. So, yeah. It's going to burst the whole laptop. My friend got his one burned out for leaving it on overnight. If I leave mine on overnight because it's rendering something, I turn the screen off. I turn the keyboard off as well, and it does fine. I had a MacBook Air in high school for 3 years, and did not have any problems with it, or really. And something that I'm looking at right now is that clearly there's going to be an interference here and there between here and that. So I might have to figure out another way to kind of get that figured out here and there. But we'll figure it out as we go. So we could just do a third one over and then come down. I put the reason, so I have an HP sitting behind me that I've since kind of given to my girlfriend because she needed a computer for school, and that HP it's pretty good for school computer, to be honest with you guys. I started a job with Orange County. It's on my shirt. You guys can see it. You've probably been staring at it off stream and not even realized what it was. And I hesitate really long to talk about working at the county because everything that we do at the county is not exactly probably a good thing to talk about on stream, but this is one of those that I'll talk about on stream because I don't particularly mind. When I first started, the only thing that I was doing was water installs for water meters, which only take, if you're working with a partner, per house 10, 15 minutes. Neat. Glad to see that the police are out. If you're working with a partner and you kind of know what you're doing, it'll only take 10, 15 minutes. So, in the kind of, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this without setting myself up for failure. If you finished in that amount of time, you would get back in the truck, and then one of you would be doing the paperwork on the laptop to explain what you did at the particular house, the work site, because there's always something that you have to write in your work order. And that would take time as well. Well, only one of us can do that, not both of us. So in that kind of process, I realized, what am I doing? If I had my own laptop, I could sit here and I can make Lego guns and work on stuff like that instead of doing nothing, instead of just sitting here playing on my phone. And at that point is when I decided to find a laptop that would be able to run Lego Digital Designer so that I could design things while I was sitting in the truck waiting on my partner to finish the paperwork. I was in particular looking at actually getting a Microsoft Surface Pro because it was way cheaper than a MacBook, or at least relatively cheaper than a MacBook. And I ended up coming to the understanding that the Surface Pro have a huge problem with the touchscreen dying really quick. And at that point, I was immediately like, well, if there's a huge problem, that's not what I want. And I need something small enough that it fits inside of a backpack, because the HP that I have is a gigantic beast. It's an HP Pavilion, it's huge, because I got one of the older models. It also has the numpad on it as well on the keyboard, so it extends out even further. So yeah, it was huge. Alternatives is what best to look for. Depends on what you're looking for. MacBook, it was small enough, it runs LED, and it's done very well for me. So I'm pretty happy with my purchase thus far. I've had it for a few months now. I burnt my hand on the keyboard once, MacBook. I have done that before because it was hot. Again, though, I was inside of a black car in the sun with the screen brightness all the way up and the keyboard brightness all the way up. So, I'm sure there are things I could do to mitigate this. I'm going to tell you right now, this MacBook, not designed for streaming. I can guarantee that. So running OBS, running YouTube Live, running Chat Panel, running LDD, running Google Chrome. All of that at once. Not particularly what this is designed for, but it does it. So I kind of just let it do it. Soon-ish? I'm not going to say soon because it's going to take me a long time. I'm trying really hard to save money to get a all-in-one Mac desktop. The 27-inch Retina display, whatever the statistics are. I just want the 27-inch one, the biggest one they have, because I want a big screen. Big screen's nice. I love big screens. So I'm trying to save money up for that. That right there would be a lot better at live streaming than this, because it would have a lot more power behind it and whatnot. But I have slowly but surely turned into a Apple cancer, because I'm starting to like Apple products quite a bit. Most recently, I've had this Samsung Galaxy S8 for 3 years. I've had it for a very, very long time. And as you can see, I finally cracked the screen. I cracked the screen when I first started my job with Orange County, which was about 7-8 months ago. And it started here. And it's been slowly but surely getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's also come around to the back as well. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm going to probably replace my phone, because I pay my own phone bill anyways. It's $215, $230, depending on which month it is. for Verizon unlimited data, 2 phones, and I'm paying for my girlfriend's iPhone right now as well. I could buy another phone and it would be like an extra $30 a month, and I've been thinking about getting a iPhone. So yeah. Check Discord to see the Magwell. I shall, since I pulled my phone out for that reason. I had read your message. Oh, you went for that type of skeletonized. Oh shit, that's a really smart way to do the slant on that too. If you change those to the ratchet pieces, do you think it would hold better, or does that hold pretty good right now anyways? That's pretty smart. I like that. Yeah, the cracks they're bad. I will say right now, to Samsung's credit, it still works. Like everything in this area where the cracks are really, really bad, because there's really nothing up here that you touch, but down here there's like everything on apps and stuff is down here. It still works, and it works fine. I don't have like misclicking issues or anything, so that's good. They say 4G is faster. I'm on a 4G anyways. I'm not going to the 5G thing just yet, so you can see it up here in the corner, 4G. I'm not on 5G. Once 5G gets flushed out as a technology, then we'll be fine anyways. So, oh, so really, even those hinges work just fine. So now I know that I could potentially use those hinges instead. So that's good. Nice to hear. Yeah, so we went ahead and we did our extended ambidextrous bolt release. So it comes to the other side now. Matches more specifically the bolt and everything that has shown here. So that's definitely annoying for you guys, I can already tell. And the computer is definitely not overheating because it's got airflow underneath it now. So now we have to redesign the trigger, and I think the best way to do that is by using an older style trigger design from another gun YouTuber that has been lost to time. May his soul rest in peace. They sent really late. All right, no problem. I'll take a look at it. Future Yeti 32, my man. I used to talk to him all the time. I used to talk to him and a whole bunch of other people all the time. And then slowly but surely we all faded away from one another. It used to be the OGs, kind of. Future Yeti 32, Alan's Custom Lego, and I forget his YouTube handle, but Tim. We used to all be in a chat, and we used to talk all together, and this is actually a technique that Future Yeti came up with that worked really, really well for triggers, and it also got the like perfect angle on it. And then when you were using it, you would pull the trigger in a very specific area, and it would stay in its exact shape, which was, it was genius at the time, I'm not going to lie. And I miss him, because he was fantastic. See him get on Xbox every once in a while, but I haven't talked to him in quite some time. He was a really, really good gun builder. He built a lot of, God, I keep forgetting we already have that. I don't know if his videos are still up on YouTube. I don't think they are, because I think he had a problem with his dad or mom, and they made him take it down. Or that was someone else, I'm not entirely sure. But we can find out, because yeah, that's what I thought. So what we'll do instead is go to my channel, videos, Go to this here. Pause this.
Hey guys.
Well, that probably caused a bad echo, so I apologize for that. Show more. Damn it. Yeah, he ended up having to delete it. That really sucks because he did a lot of stuff. Tim, I forget his actual YouTube name because he had an actual YouTube name for the longest of times. He's the one that asked, well, you guys weren't around at the time because this was way back in the old days of having a Google Hangouts chat between a couple of the smaller Lego gun builders, and we've since grown up and kind of moved on to our own things. But it was him, it was Tim, me, Future8032, and Dean, who is Alan's Custom Lego, all in one Google Hangout chat. And at the time, I had built the DSR-50, was like one of my most recent weapons, and Tim actually asked if he could have the file because he wanted to make it in real life, and I said, yeah, I would love to see it in real life, and he was a good friend, a good acquaintance at the time. So I ended up giving him the file, and the absolute mad lad actually ended up making it in real life, and it was really cool to see in real life. It was fantastic. Well, that's a different Google Hangouts because there was the original one that I was in that had 4 people only, and then I want to say Bwawker or Bryce, one of the two made another Google Hangouts where they included a whole bunch of other people. So Bwawker, Bryce, Jim, Caro, yeah. His last gun was the PP-19. Me, a couple others, I'm going to say smaller, no offense, smaller people that would like come and go at the time, and there was a whole bunch of different stuff going on. No, I was talking to Zen. That's his name now, but he had another name that I can't remember the name of. He was really good at building too. Yeah, Haydn was in there. I remember Haydn. The clicking hinges for the trigger. No, I was talking to Zen because he's making a AR-15 lower receiver, and one of the ways that he did this down here, he was using the hinge pieces, but they don't click. So I was asking if using the clicking ones would be better or not. But he thinks it's great. So if he thinks it's fine, then it's fine. Open this. You sent me an image that I'm going to look at. I don't think that's illegal. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to. I'm fine. The way that open this that pin was a really good, ingenious way. So that's pretty good. No, you're fine, Preston. It's no big deal, man. So I'm debating about stopping the stream here because there's still stuff that I have to do. I need to clean the bathroom. I need to clean the room. And then potentially coming back after all of that. Because I don't want to stream again and just be like up moving around in the room because that'd be incredibly boring. And I couldn't necessarily interact with stream like I could last time because I was at least doing one particular thing the entire time. So I'm thinking about possibly ending it here and then coming back later. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. Because what we have to do next is the upper receiver, which may or may not be a lot of work depending on how I accomplish this. I don't particularly know how I'm going to accomplish this because this is a sorry. This is a complicated design. I have an idea, like I was talking about before, but I don't know if it's going to pay off or not. And because I don't know if it's going to pay off or not, it might be one of those I don't feel like doing it type things. I also feel like the computer might need a little bit of a break to kind of cool down just a little bit. Again, it's not incredibly hot. I can touch it and not burn myself at all. Like, it's okay. But I would like to give it kind of a little break itself anyways. It's 5:30. We've been going for 2 hours and a half now. So I definitely think I can get another stream in tonight. I just have to, most of what I'm about to do is picking up clothes, throwing a couple things away, and just being done with things. But I think we'll be back in a little bit. This will also give us time to do some rendered images of this receiver, and then we'll be back. So I'll be back later tonight. Thank you guys for sticking around, for those of you who made it all the way to this point, because I know some people had been here earlier, like Sick was here earlier, but then he kind of disappeared. But thanks for sticking around the entire time. That cocksucker Sick can go eat a dick for making him do what he did, and that'll be that's stream lore for my wonderful YouTube channel now. Just like a couple other things that I don't want to mention, but most people, if you've been with the channel for a long time, know about if you have been with us for a while. So I'll be out and about doing stuff in the room, so I won't be necessarily here. My different username's Discord is always available, though. If you want to talk for whatever reason, just DM me there, because that's probably the best of places to get a hold of me at this point, because I don't check Facebook, I don't check Instagram. YouTube comment section is great, but it's not great for having a conversation. So, anyhow, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to rate and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I'll see you guys later in another stream tonight after I get done with all this stuff behind me. Thanks for watching.